We're talking about Test Drive. Well, we're also talking about The Crew 2, and mainly The Crew 3, because, you know, I gotta make it to do with The Crew 2 or 3, so people watch it. But also, I want to get you boys ready, because I want to make some Test Drive content. I want to get into Test Drive and make some content on it, because this... I tell you right now, if you play The Crew 2, are hyped for The Crew 3, this is probably the other game you should be ready for. But there's a bunch of news about this game, and I think it directly affects the state of what The Crew 3 could be. Now, unlike many other games, even GTA 6, we don't even know whether we're getting a Crew 3. Rockstar have said, okay, no news about it, no images, no nothing, but... you know, we are making the GTA 6. We don't even have like a, hey guys, we're making the Crew 3. So, again, this is all speculative. This is on the we are getting a Crew 3 speculation. But we got a bunch of news for Test Drive Unlimited, and let me tell you about this game. Test Drive Unlimited, of course, has gotten a bunch of news today. It is sort of more of an expansive game than I thought, and there's a lot relating it to the Crew, which is interesting. A lot of wording that is similar, as well as it seems to have a lot of things that could set the standard. Like I said, standards is the key word here. First things first, people were very excited for Test Drive to come out this year. In fact, I'm not sure, I can't check the validity of this right now, but I'm fairly certain they tweeted Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown comes out this year. That was never gonna happen, right? Like, pandemic, other delays, etc, etc. I'm not gonna say I told you so, because there's a 50,000 person line of people with the biggest nerd emojis going, see, I told you Test Drive was gonna be delayed. Yeah, we know. I was also saying Test Drive was gonna be delayed. But you know what? It got delayed. But that's a big thing. It got delayed. And it got delayed to 2023. 2023, and now this is just any time in 2023. They didn't give us a month, just any time in 2023. The thing about 2023 is we have 3 more seasons confirmed of The Crew 2. Season 6, Season 7, and Season 8 are confirmed. 3 seasons is a total of 1 year, as 6 2-month periods and 3 4-month periods, you know? So we've got 6 seasons starting from July, putting us slap bang in the center of 2023. And maybe, next come Ubisoft Forward, the Crew goes ahead and says, hey fellas, by the way, we have 3 more seasons till 2024. That would be baffling. I would be so surprised if we got 3 more seasons. But what I wouldn't be surprised of, if once we get to season 6 or 8, we finally, at perhaps next year's UB Forward, get the announcement of The Crew 3. They have to have been working on it. There's like 300 employees at Ivory Tower working 9 to 5s, and we get stuff like The Contractor. I love you boys at Ivory Tower, okay? Regardless of anything, I still love the boys at Ivory Tower. It's just funny. But that's one of the big things, because in my opinion, that puts Test Drive and The Crew 3 a lot closer than was first expected. Originally, when Test Drive was announced, I was like, oh, that's quite close. The original release date, which was September this year, I was like, oh, that's going to be quite close to The Crew 3. Then we got the announcement of the 3 more seasons, and now we've got the announcement of the Test Drive delay. It's sort of, you know, they're just sort of delaying both games to the point where I think there's a chance, if we go by what The Crew 2 did, where it was announcement a year before release, there's a chance the Test Drive is only a couple months. Now, maybe it comes early 2023, but there's a chance Test Drive is only a couple months, if late 2023, away from The Crew 3. And they seem to be, honestly, in direct competition. Test Drive is swinging for everyone. I will begin. So, The Crew 1 had a clan system, had factions, I believe it was called. We had factions in The Crew 1, etc, etc, and those factions were fighting, etc, and you would have to pick which faction you were a part of. On top of that, we have the HQ. In The Crew 2, we have families that aren't in direct competition, but separate the gameplay. Off-road, pro racing. We yesterday, got some big news for TDU. And that big news is this. That's where I've been talking from. A Steam announcement. We also got some images. As you can see, presumably this is one of the HQs. You can see a layout of more of the AIs. Now, we didn't get a lot of, you know, what have I just seen? What is that right there? That is cursed. What is that? Oh no. This is concept art, the street headquarters. Oh, okay. So this is concept art. So this isn't in-engine rendered. Okay. I was worried there for a minute because you see the Crew's AI characters, they kind of suck. This is concept art, but along with this, we also got another piece of concept art. This, which is the Sharp headquarters. So you can see we have the street headquarters and the Sharp headquarters, which are presumably two of the clans that are mentioned here. The clan war has already started. So it's going for more of a Crew 1 vibe, where there's gonna be these clans, and they're gonna be fighting already. And presumably, you'll jump in as your protagonist character, and you'll have to pick a side. And that's a big thing. Your protagonist character is going to make a big part of this, as social interactions are a main part of the game. They are focusing a lot more, dare I say, a metaverse vibe, you know? This really is, I'm getting a metaverse vibe. Hey, thankfully, there's no cryptos and whatnot, but it's a very metaverse vibe. There's also a bunch of other cool things on here, like Hong Kong Island, and it's 550 kilometers of road. I don't know what that is compared to The Crew 2, but it's still pretty goddamn hefty. 1-to-1, you know? And when I say the kind of metaverse thing, they've focused on role-playing. They focused a massive section on role-playing. Now, that's probably not how I'm gonna play the game, but they've focused on pointing out things like indicators, convertibles, which of course Forza has, but windows, lowering windows and indicators, which sure, you know, if you want that, you can have it. We're gonna have races and game modes. One big thing, The Crew 2, we do have the Motorflix events, which are, I suppose, game modes, you know, I guess so. We have races. I guess you could consider like monster truck arenas game modes, but we don't have PvP game modes. Presumably, Test Drive is already declaring that they're gonna have game modes, fun things, you know, the things that are fun instead of just racing and the main things and then the motor parts. So again, it sets a standard. Will we have to see game modes from The Crew 3? Will we finally get game modes in The Crew 2? You know, I made my PvP sucks video. Let's hope we get some change. Let me read through my notes here that I've got. Realistic driving physics. Honestly, this was one of the main things that caught my attention. Mostly because that means that this game is not tap to drift. Meaning, it is going to be closer to Forza than it is to Need for Speed when it comes to handling. Thank God, okay? I don't know. Personally, again, this is a more personal thing. Let me know what you think. But I personally think tap to drift is sort of outdated. An outdated system. I would much prefer, like The Crew 2 has it, or Forza even has it, where there's a handling model, a normal one of normal driving, and then you have cars that are drift spec'd, you know, you just go around a turn and they're drifting. I never appreciated, other than when I played it in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, only game I loved it in, but the tap to drift seems like a bygone era of gameplay, you know, it just seems old, you know? But out of all of these things I've talked about here, there's one major thing. Test Drive Unlimited was announced to be next generation only. Meaning it is not going to be on the Switch, on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation... Well, they haven't officially announced the Switch, but it's to be assumed, considering they're less powerful. The PlayStation 4, it's not going to be on there. It's not going to be on any version of the PS4, any version of the Xbox One. Instead, it will only be on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. Massive news. Because that means this game could be impeccably advanced. When you look at games that are on next gen, the next gen only version of games, you get Spider-Man Miles Morales. You get games that are built for PC that look amazing. Like the newer generation of games, you've got games that already struggle with old gen. People complain about Lego Star Wars, the new one, struggling on old gen. But when I play it on PC, the game is nothing but impeccably gorgeous. Next gen, again, sets a standard. Will the next Forza be next gen only? Will The Crew 3 be next gen only? We're just gonna have to wait and see, really. Because next gen only, honestly, could make The Crew 3 one of the best racing games out there. But, presumably, TDU might... It looks like they're going to beat it to that title. Because, personally, I've always thought that The Crew 3 is currently in development. You know, it's a bit of a pipe dream, but I've hoped that for the last year, maybe even more, that The Crew 3's been in development. But I couldn't ever say that and confirm that, you know. I could never say, yeah, 100% The Crew 3's in development. But if it's already been in development, it's probably gonna be not on next gen only. But the next gen consoles are still very hard to obtain. So, do you prefer it being not next gen only? Do you not have a next gen console? Do you not expect to have a next gen console by any time in 2023? That's gonna be about it from me. Let me know if you want to see more news on TDU, more videos on TDU, because I want to play that game as well. I want to experience that game. So I do hope you boys will join me in doing so. And I do hope you boys want to see TDU content. This video will most likely underperform, or maybe it won't. Maybe it'll get like 2,000 views, maybe less. Or maybe it'll do my average view amount of around 3,000 something. Hopefully. But you know what? I couldn't say. That's gonna be about it from me. I hope you boys did enjoy this video because I enjoyed making it. Thank you to popular members, a special thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to Icon member Dustin for the love of life. That's about it from me. I've said that like 3 times now. In a bit.